As a physician, I'm asked to conclude the cause of disease, to conclude in a very short time what's the core of the issue in a human's life and why he gets sick. My name is Dr.Horst Mueller. I'm an ENT specialist, and since about more than 7 years I try to teach and show what's the problem in the human being, why he gets sick. And I call my lectures the law of life, because everything that is visible for us, and also that what is not visible, is governed by laws. And there is one fundamental law by which everything that functions. So the first thing to understand in the law is that the law makes everyone dependent on the needs and the power to be from outside. So we as humans have needs. We have physical needs, we have also spiritual needs. And these needs need to be fulfilled. The law says you need them. We cannot have any need that we can dispense of that is one of absolute need. So the law makes us dependent. Now that we are dependent on food, on water, it's evident for everyone. But that we are dependent on love is not evident. That's because it's spiritual. We think we can do it out of ourselves. So what I came to understand in my 13 years of practice is that there is a spiritual dependency of the human being from another being. So in all cases I found that my patients need relationships, and they have the relationship for the purpose to be dependent on them. They cannot live without that person that passed away or that person that betrayed them. And so I came to understand that humans are spiritually dependent. So in this way I came to understand that the human being is composed of two elements. It must have a spirit, and it has evident a body. Paint the body like this. So we have a spirit and we have a body, and the body needs his needs. We know that the food, water, and we also know the source for it. It is the earth. But where is the source for our spirit to feed himself off? And where does he take his love, his righteousness, his justice, his freedom, his truth? All that the spirit needs, I conclude, in that one word, love. Where does he take it from? And this is to the human being unconscious. He thinks he gives it in order to receive, while it is only possible first, according to the law, the general law of life, that you need to take it first in order to give it. So we all know we can't eat anything that we don't have first on our table. So the thing, how we satisfy it, we take it. In order to give it to the body. And that's how the dependency is fulfilled. I need to take the need out of me, and I need to give it to my body. Now, on the spiritual level, we don't see it. We see it actually the opposite. We think you must give in order to receive. And this is a total impossibility. Never one can give something that he didn't take before. Now, since the human spirit thinks he gives before he takes, he is in total blindness about himself. He doesn't go into relationships for the purpose to give, like in nature it is, but he goes into a relationship with the purpose to take or to receive. And he does that because he is born with a blindness, that is, he's born with a wrong self-knowledge. He thinks in himself that he is someone he can never be. He thinks he's God. So while he thinks he's God, that's why he gives and then expects to be served. And this is what we need to understand. We are always dependent from a source of love. And if that source of love would be God, the only one who has the love, the righteousness, and all we need, and we would give that, we would take that from him and give it to our neighbors and whoever we meet, then we would be free. And all our relationships with the humans that we would have at this side animals would be fine, we would be free. But since we are in our great deception, we put the humans where God is. So we have here not God, but we have mother, by example, or children, or spouse, or father, whoever it is. So we take from them, but we are not conscious that we take from them. And so obviously, when they have not what my spirit needs, I go against it, and then my body gets sick. So sickness is the result of a spirit in bondage to humans that they don't fulfill his needs. And now the spirit wants to change the people around him. He wants to resurrect them when they died. But that's impossible. And so we destroy ourselves. The law of life precisely says the body has its need in the earth. You need to take the food there what fits to the body. You need to take the water from there where it was made to take. The same thing the law made, that our spirit can only feed himself from God. Only he has what I need. And if I would take it from him for the purpose to give it, then health of the body would be there. But since we don't know this, we are in a vice circle, that whenever a crisis or a relationship issue comes, we fight against that, and then we destroy our body. Because the greatest need that our spirit has is the need for love. And the body's need is as well food and water, but he also needs that what puts him into power, and that's electricity. Our brain works with electricity, and so that electricity is made by the spirit. And if the spirit would do the right electricity to the body, it would be perfect, it would function well. But when he does the wrong electricity, and the wrong electricity comes from one basic attitude of the spirit, that is, he wants to force others for the good. He cannot leave sick people to be sick. He cannot leave unrighteousness to let it be dealt God with it. He must deal it with himself. He must put force, and when he puts force, he destroys himself, because he cannot change the world, he cannot change others, he cannot change circumstances. So putting it all in one short nutshell, we as humans must understand our spiritual dependency. Yes, we are born with this error that leads us to seek love from humans. When that error is put away, and the only way to put it away is through the gospel, it's through Christ, that error was taken off, so that I stop taking from parents and start again to be united with God. So the cross then, or the cross is just a symbol for breaking down the unphysiological connection that we have to humans, and bringing us together in the connection with God. That's the cross. The cross needs to bring us back from a source of love that can never satisfy to a source of love that has everything we need. So if the human would understand this very simple law, that he is spiritually dependent, and that his wife or his mother or his child has nothing for him to feed him, then why would he not go to God? But he doesn't see that. He doesn't see his spiritual dependency, but the body shows it. Most sicknesses of the body come because the spirit forces others to love him, forces others to be existent, forces others to do the good. And that is wrong. So we, when we get sick, can realize that something in our spirit is wrong, but we don't see it. And now we see it. That's always a relationship issue. And so we go to God, and take the means of grace and restore our relationship with God, and then restore our relationship with humans. And when the love of God, that gives total liberty, that never compels anyone for the good, is exercised by our spirit, we will not only be spiritually free, but we also will be physically